All right. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon. Welcome back. We're going to talk about the second phase of the MRO Flow, and
The
it is
flow.
it is my favorite story to tell. I worked for one of the best leaders I've ever met. Her name was Jenny. I don't think she would mind me mentioning her on this, so I'm going to. And Jenny is like borderline. Well, there's no borderline about it. She was the smartest person I've probably ever met. And one of Jenny's strengths was she just
Is
kept
this
things
Forrest
very,
Gump
very
Jenny or a
simple.
different Jenny?
No, way cooler than
Jenny.
that lady. So, anyways, Jenny one day when we started this MRP journey, uh, she looked at me and I was trying to explain all this in our scientific terms and the way I try to act smart and with this accent people don't really anyways, Jenny just stopped me and said, just eat. She said, just eat from the pantry. And I thought, well, that's pretty profound. She said, yeah, man, like, when you're at the end of your month and you're waiting to get paid, it's time to eat from the pantry, right? So we were going through a pretty rough time in the wool patch, and we were trying to figure out how to save money, and so that's what we did. And why that's so important is because what this does is that reinforces the idea that we're going to use what we have in
Yep.
inventory first. And that's what SAP and Oracle and Max, all of it, that's what they all want to do. The system
Make it
wants
visible.
you to put the demand in. That's exactly right.
Yep.
And then check for it in inventory and if it's not available, then it's going to go through the procurement process. And we're going to talk about that in the next couple episodes. But
Yep.
where the magic in the whole thing is if you do it right, the system will tell you when you are outside of your demand window. So, for
Yep.
example, if I have a guy walk in and he says, "Hey, I'm going to be out doing a preventive maintenance job on this motor," and I last time I was there, I put a
Yep.
notification and there's a low priority work order in. I'd like to go ahead and just knock that out. I want to fix that other problem. I need some parts. Go ahead and planner, change my date.
Yep.
And if he puts that date in and it's outside of the PO delivery date, the system will say, woohoo, hey, pay attention to me. You need to bring that part in earlier. And it does it
Yep.
immediately.
Or you
Now,
can't do the job.
imagine
It's,
that's it. Or so here we are, we're calling, we'll go through that. It's so fun to talk about. You're calling these vendors trying to bring it in and they say, yeah, I can bring it, no problem. Or no, I can't. Then we pick up the phone, we call, the operations guys and say, hey, listen, it's not looking like this. Our normal source can get it. We can do it for double that. Is that okay with you? Make a decision,
yep.
right? So, anyways, Tim, why don't you talk through what we teach people on how to manage
Yeah.
inventory?
Well, there's two things here that come into mind straight away. Is one, if you free text materials, there or even
Uh,
direct charge. Now, I'll quickly just explain that. Free text, yeah, bleh. Free text are materials that you procured that are not cataloged, so they're expensed and immediately and also invisible. Direct charge is you
That's
can you
it.
can have a material number, but you direct charge it to the work order. So when it's receipted, it's expensed to the work order immediately and also invisible. So we try to say always use inventory, put materials to inventory because when you check availability, when you do an availability check, and we'll refer a lot to SAP because we work with a lot of SAP companies. It does a couple of things. One, it says, do I have any stock on hand? No, I don't have any stock. Okay. Is there an open purchase order? No, no purchase order. What's the lead time? Lead time, confirm against that. And so that's what your availability, your checking availability is doing for you. So keeping that data correct and your inventory correct. So this was the other piece I wanted to mention. The warehouse accuracy is critical, and I'll talk about this a lot, is if you're not stock taking regularly and keeping your stocks correct, a lot of this MRO flow is going to be for no value because if the maintenance guy said, "Hey, sweet, I got the parts. I'm going to do this job on Friday. Great. I'll put my requirement date for Thursday so I can get my parts and then go do the job," and they're not there because the stocks are incorrect. That is extremely frustrating, and it forces people to free text and squirrel and hide more parts, which is increasing your inventory. So the check availability is usually part of any ERP system. It's actually built into the work orders. Hey, I need to check availability. Can I do this work? And we'll talk later also about. I'm going to do a white paper on this. Is having inventory planners or materials planners embedded in the maintenance team to support them on this availability check, because materials often form a huge part of the problem within the maintenance team. Is their complaints is I can't do the job because I don't have parts for various reasons, and we'll talk about those reasons. But this is stocks are correct, availability check becomes very powerful tool. So I say, can I do this job next week? Ooh, no, I can't. The lead time's 50 days, so I'm gonna have to plan that out. Or I need to stock that part because I can't wait 50 days. This is an unplanned demand that creeps up, which is what we talked about a bit earlier. So yeah, heaps more to talk about, a lot more examples we can share with you, but this is usually a powerful piece of your ERP system that will do this for you, but it relies on good data, accurate stocks.
That's it, baby. And once you start doing it, you will not believe
Oh
the
man.
just the amount of chemistry it builds with your maintenance and supply chain
Yep.
guys. Like they become best friends, and it is so fun to
Yep.
watch, and it's so fun to be a part of. So
Noise
get on
disappears,
it.
emails and urgents. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, and the scary thing is once they start, once the operations guys know that you're going to handle their business on the park side,
Yeah.
trailers and trailers of squirreled away parts just start showing up to the warehouse. And like,
Yep.
please take this from me. I'm
Yeah, you
so
guys are better
grateful
at than we
to
are.
know that
You
if you
do it.
say you have it. Yeah, that's right. So, hey guys, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. Give us a shout if you're having any questions about it. We'd love to show you how to do this in your system.
Yep.